Welcome to another pick a card reading. As always, we have 4 piles. Today we're having a little extra words. And just take a moment to just sit with your question or whatever you're looking for, some energy around, some information. So just hold space for a minute, pause the video if you'd like to take time to look at each of the piles and choose the one that you're most drawn to. Okay. So it gets you in frame. All right, for those that chose pile number 1, okay, so you're presenting energy. Is this? And this feels like a kind of a deep state of confusion, and it's almost like you have two different energies running through you. So there's a confusion. What is the confusion? Let's just keep moving forward and we'll come back. There's more things present. So the underlying fear and old patterns is this space of your inner being and your outer being. And you always have to listen to your inner being. And that's probably what's going here, is there's something internal that you're not really hearing. And because you're not paying attention, you're not listening to your physical being, you're not listening to your heart, your soul, maybe you're even scared to know what's going on internally. But this card is saying you've got to, there's still more confusion here, and it feels like you're maybe putting this energy out in the world. Okay, how do I say this? It's funny, sometimes I just feel an energy in the words. I struggle with words. Not listening to your inner soul, your guidance that's here. This is guidance always, if you're listening. This person's not listening. You're not listening. It's just adding confusion because you're not listening. So I think you have other energies that really maybe belong to somebody else. You're taking them on as your own. You don't know what to do with it. Just put a mask on. I'll just try to pretend everything is okay. But it's not okay. You have to go internal. And the thing that's holding you back, the energy that's holding you back, I hope you can see that. So that feels like the energy that's holding you back is feeling like you're running out of time. And then the energy that's going to move you forward is this. And in order to move forward, to let go of these things you've been carrying, you have to understand here first, the thing that's holding you back is you feel like you're running out of time. And this is the critical card here. In order to get out of this confusion state, you have to go internal. You've got to really understand what's going on really deep inside of you. It can be like these old patterns, fears that you just hang on to. And just trying to run from it either is not going to help it. So both of these cards feel like it's, you feel like you're running out of time, so you're just moving forward, you just keep moving, motoring, and it's not helping you because you're not taking time for this. And the way to move forward is to let go of all of this. Just allow yourself to just hang in the breeze if you need to. It's really okay. It will be okay. And that's the only way you're going to get out of this state of confusion that you're in. Because the confusion just pushes you forward to keep trying something else that isn't working because you're not listening. You're not listening to yourself, your soul, the messages that are coming through. Turning your back and moving away is not the thing. It's not the thing. So the last word, playtime. Let's see, how does that fit for you? Anyway, I hope that was helpful for those that chose this. Oh, and I should leave them. Somebody had requested I actually have the cards in a place where you could see them longer. So I'll try to leave them up if you want to look at them in more detail. Just pause the video. Okay, and those that chose pile number 2. Wowza. Alright, the presenting energy to whatever your question or dilemma or situation is. This energy. So the presenting energy is just one of feeling held back, boxed in. It just feels like you can't get where you want to be. Like you feel like people are holding you back, not understanding you, and a lot of projection, I think, that you are something that you're not. Then the underlying fear and old patterns is this, and this represents that there's just something that is so old and dead and decayed that you're hanging on to. You just got to let it go. Whatever this energy is you're hanging on to, this old fear it just isn't in existence anymore, and it's like you're trying to keep it in existence, and that's just not going to work. And then the energy that's kind of presenting, that's holding you back, is a space of contemplation. And maybe you've withdrawn. This feels like you've probably withdrawn yourself because this energy is feeling a little harsh to you, and so you've withdrawn. And you can't withdraw. You have to let this go. You have to let this go if you want to move forward into this. And I have to say, this card rarely comes up in readings. To me, it represents money and just future getting what you need, but really physically about money. So if money is a problem to you, this shows that there is potential if you can let this go. Whatever this old thing is that you are dragging around with you and hanging on to you like it's still worth something, it just isn't. You gotta let it go. The contemplation space has to shift. You cannot go into this solitude. That's not going to help you. It's going to really hold you back. And I think if you can figure out this, or maybe you can, it can work both ways, chicken, egg, doesn't matter, but this energy is, you're being held back, boxed in, just not really seen for who you really are. Feels like you struggle with that. You struggle to be seen, but also to be innovative. Like, I feel like you have really great ideas and people just don't want to hear them. So if you can work these together, if you can recognize this energy, maybe you'll figure out what this is that you're holding on to. Because you have to come into these more deeply, not to retreat, but you can contemplate these two energies. Just don't retreat. Don't retreat into your lonely space, because you want to be here. And you're not going to do this alone. So there is somebody that's here with you. So know that it does take a team, a partner, whatever, to get here. So this energy, it feels like it's I don't know, it mostly feels like it's a work energy. So I don't know how it's presenting for you all, because it's an energy. It can be anything, any part of your life, but definitely the money card's coming up. So if you can work through this, it's there for you. And the final word, I am free. Yeah, I was good with that one. Well, thank you. And I hope that was helpful. And I will leave these here a moment longer. So if you want to pause and zoom in on the images, feel free. Because you are free. All right, and now for pile number 3. Put me in frame. Okay. All right, well, you're presenting energy is this. And this tells me that you've got something tied into something in the past, either an ancestor past, your childhood, but you're really hanging on to it. It's kind of hooked you, and you're feeling a little bit twisted with it, just a little out of sorts. It's feeling like a very out of sort energy. You're trying to figure out these ties that you have and how it's affecting you. Something is affecting you. So there. And then your underlying fear and old patterns is this. So it feels like what is the Tin Man? The Tin Man didn't have a heart, right? So it feels like you're searching in some way, that maybe you've kept your heart in this bubble and you've been kind of walking around in life without it. And that in turn can come here. You could feel very disconnected from these energies in your life. And hence they keep you sort of tied into a spot, or you're just linked in a way that I think you don't really understand. And that's going to go back to here. This energy of keeping your heart in a bubble, keeping it out there, being in this whole armored little suit, and you got your little axe to ward everybody away, And it's where you want to be is here, And the thing that's holding you back is this energy of feeling, it's this feeling like you're not letting go. You've got these ties that are really, it feels pretty deep, pretty deep into something in your past. And this is really going to hold you back, because you can't run, you can't move if you're going to allow yourself to stay tethered. You got to let go of the tethering. Break this bubble, open your heart, it's going to shift this. And then what moves you forward is jumping in here. This is going in internally. This is going in and seeing it's not so scary in there. Everyone's having a good time. You have to be willing to look at these all together and be willing to jump here. So if you can figure out what you're tied to from the past, it's here, still tethered in. You got to break through this. You've got to break through and just go for it. But you've got to start here. You have to go deep internal and find why you've put your heart in this bubble. What's happened here that's made you put your heart in a bubble? because you just want to go in. Just really go in, internal. Just saturate yourself with that energy. Well, I hope that's helpful. I am divinely guided. And I'll give you just a moment if you want to pause and look at the images more clear. It is actually good to look at them if you can, because you may see things in there that may trigger you individually. So by all means, take a few moments. Wow, this card just comes up like every reading, it feels like. So interesting. So the energy that's presenting, so this feels like you're in a space in your life where you're trying to blossom, but you still feel it's like you're scared to do that, because it almost feels like you would be just one blossomed flower amongst a whole barren field. It's a field of dirt, and there's you, one flower blossoming out. So it feels like there's some fear in that, like you're not in the right place, or it's the right time, but it feels like the right time. So the thing that's holding you back, or the underlying fears and old patterns. And this energy just represents I think the biggest fear for you is that fear of like that emotional tidal wave. Just fearing that when it comes, it's just going to wipe everything out. And so you stay in that. You hold yourself in a different manner. You still hold yourself in there. You don't allow the blossoming because you're so fearful of this emotional wave of not being able to surf the big things when they come in. But it's just not true. You just can. You just can. And the hold you back energy. So what's holding you back is, I think, again, just feeling in that bubble where you're not feeling okay to blossom. It doesn't feel like the right time or the right place, but something in you is saying yes, 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 yes. But you're going no, no, no. So if you continue to stay in your bubble, you're going to continue to get what you've always got. You just can't. You have to let go of the bubble if you want to come into the blossoming. And then what moves you forward is going to be this. It's going to be seeing things for as they are. It's going to be that you've locked this person away and this person needs to come out. This part of you needs to come out. And you're right there. You're right there with it. You've got the sledgehammer. You are going through that wall and look at the water here and this here. So just know that when you smash this open, yes, it's going to be an emotional tidal wave. It is. But it's okay. It's okay. You're going to make it. You can't stay in the bubble. You do need to blossom. You do need to allow this space. No matter how barren the atmosphere seems, your blossoming is going to change it. So don't be afraid of this. This is absolutely necessary. Got a lot of water theme here. Okay, the final word. I am courageous. Well, that's a very good fitting little statement for this, because this is going to take some courage. I understand. It's not easy to go internal that deep when you really feel like it's going to overwhelm you and drown you. You'd almost rather just stay in the bubble. But if you do that, if you ignore these and stay in this bubble, you're never going to hit the blossom stage. but the energy for you to blossom is there. The energy for you to just show up in all of your glory is there. Okay. I hope that was helpful. And I'm going to give you just a few moments if you want to pause and zoom in. Anyway, I thank you for tuning in to another reading, and see you next time. Bye-bye.